Hi. Just listening to Jack Rangers singing Thieving Blues, recorded in San Antonio in 1929 originally. Uh, I'm going to lower the sound there a bit. Um, I'm just here to show you my latest vinyl findings. Uh, I seem to recall that some time ago I made a video where I showed different blues albums from my collection. And I remember that I stated that I really like blues, but I don't have that much. I don't have as much as I would like to have, and would like to explore more of it. I may, if we talk about um, room in the shelves, I have around this much of blues albums, which is, well, it's not it's not nothing, but it's not that much. So I went to my favorite local charity shop a couple of days ago, and I didn't really expect it, but I hit the jackpot. I found around, well, over 40 different albums with blues and also with rockabilly, um, for, well, approximately around €1 each. So if my blues collection used to be like this, now it's like this. So, well, I thought I'd show you some, well, the records I found. Um, all of them obviously come from the same collection. For some strange reason, the previous owner has disposed of the inner sleeves, so these albums do not have any inner sleeves, but that's all right. I can get hold of those somewhere else. But the records are in fine shape. Um, so I have to check here. All right, first first bunch then, because it's quite a lot. And, well, oh, I look forward to listening through these. The record that I was playing right now in the background is this CBS album, Screening the Blues, which accompanied the book Screening the Blues, Aspects of Blues Traditions by Paul Oliver from 1968. And we got many interesting artists here. And, Jack Ranger, Butterbeats and Susie, Washington Phillips, Bumblebee Slim, Memphis Minnie, as I'm sure you're familiar with. Robert Johnson, of course. What would the blues album be without Robert Johnson? So it's a great CBS album from 1968. Then we have an album on Atco with Chuck Willis, his greatest recordings. I'm not that familiar with Chuck Willis, but I have to say that I recognize some of the songs here. The recordings are from the 50s. This issue is from 1971. But like songs like Hang Up My Rock and Roll Shoes, I guess that's the same one that the band made on one of their live albums in the early 70s. But also we have CC Rider, The Train Is Gone, It's Too Late, Kansas City Women, Thunder and Lightning. Many familiar titles, familiar songs that seems to have been written by Chuck Willis. At least it says that here. So I look forward to listening to this Atco issue with Chuck Willis. Right. We got both modern electric blues like from the 50s and 60s and old blues recordings from the 30s and 20s on these vinyl albums. Here we got electric blues, Chicago style. We got Junior Wells, Eddie Taylor, Billy Boy Arnold, Floyd Jones, Snooky Pryor, Earl Hooker. This is an issue on the Buddha on the Buddha label from 1969, I think, or maybe 1970. Great issue. Then we got another CBS, Blacks, Whites, and Blues on this green CBS label. We got Dallas String Band, Charlie Poole with the North Carolina Ramblers, Frank Hutchison, Austin and Lee Allen, to name but a few, Mississippi Sheiks, the Georgia Browns, well, all in all, very interesting compilation. Then we got some, well, maybe more rockabilly, early R&B, rhythm and blues. The legendary Sun performers Junior Parker and Billy Love. This is issue of the English label Charlie, which I'm sure you're very familiar with. That they made several reissues of old records with old music. These are recordings from the early 50s. With one of the sides is with Junior Parker and the other with Billy Reed Love, and it has this wrong side of the label. This familiar Charlie label here. As I said, no inner sleeves, but the records themselves are most of them in tip-top condition. Oh, I must show that. This is an interesting issue. Raw Blues of the Ace of Clubs, which, of course, I've mentioned it before. It's a Decca subsidiary. We got John Mayall, Eric Clapton, Otis Spann, Champion Jack Dupree, Curtis Jones, Peter Green, Steve Anglo. Obviously, issue from, well, it's from 1967 with an interesting text of the back sleeve by Mike Vernon. Great finding there. Oh, and on the very obscure label, the Jazz Piano. I've never seen that label before. We got the complete library of Congress boogie woogie recordings of Albert Ammons, Pete Johnson, and Meade Lux Lewis, recorded December 24th, 1938. We don't have much information here, and the label isn't that exciting either, but I'm sure the recordings are quite interesting. Oh, here's an issue on the Biograph label that I've got other issues with as well, with blues and early jazz. This is the Mississippi Cheeks and the Beale Street Cheeks, recordings from 1927 to 1932, Sitting on Top of the World. And we got Chicago Blues Masters Volume 1, Combination Blues, Snooky Pryor, J.B. Hutto and the Hawks, and his Hawks, Willie Nix and his combo, of the Charlie R&B label. Oh, yeah. Chess Rockabillys. I like this sleeve, really. It looks just like an old 78 RPM record here. With, well, lots of interesting names. Bobby Sisko, Dale Hawkins, Larry Diamond, Rusty York, Mel Robbins, Lou Josie, Gene Simmons, Russell Bridges, G.L. Crockett, and issued on the chess label, as you can see. Interesting early R&B. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with the label Blues Classics. They were active in the late 60s, early 70s with quite a sparse, quite simple album design. I've got a couple of these in this series before, but I was happy to find some more here with very interesting. I like the title of this, the Jug, Juke and the Washboard Bands. We got Rufus Juice and Chitlin by Memphis Jug Band. We got Dallas Jug Band, Dixieland Jug Blowers, Mississippi Juke Band, and Washboard Sam. And oh, this is very interesting. Very interesting. We got another Country Blues Classics, Volume 1. Willie Baker, Fred McMullen, Curly Weaver, Black Ivory King, Tim Wilkins, Joe McCoy. The same series. And we got Country Blues Classics Volume 2 with Bayless Rose, Frank Stokes, Bucka White, Milton Sparks, Pine Top Slim. I can't imagine I found all these records at the same time. And the funny thing, it was half price. I mean, around €1 for each one of these. It's fantastic. Country Blues Classics Volume 3. We've got Lonnie Coleman, Robert Lockwood, Wright Holmes, the Delta Boys, Barbecue Bob, lovely name. And Volume 4, Leroy Dallas, Joe Williams, Peter Warfield, John Henry Barbie, Memphis and the Delta, 1950s, Blues Classics 15, with Houston Boynes, Luther Huff, Junior Brooks, Harmonica Frank, and others, and others, and others. We got Texas Blues, the early 50s, Smokey Hogg, Mercy D, John Hogg, Frankie Lee Sims, and others. And this one, Detroit Blues, the early 1950s. I think I got this one before. So, but I think I know somebody who would enjoy having this album. A friend up in North. I think he would find this interesting. Well, we're not done yet. There's a label called Flyright, and I hadn't heard about that before I found some of these albums. But now when I watched the internet and checked it out, it's quite a famous label for blues reissues from the 1950s and 40s and so on. I even found a website that listed all these Flyright issues. They seem very interesting. We got here New York City Blues, and it's Johnny Acey, Bob Gaddy, Stix McGee, Louisiana Red, Cousin Leroy, Charles Walker. I mean, most of these names I've never even heard of, but they sound very interesting, very interesting. I would love to explore these albums, really explore them and listen to them. We've got New York Rhythm and Blues, also on Flyright. Billy Hoke, Little Red Walter, June Bateman, Leroy Little, Wilbert Harrison. Well, Wilbert Harrison, I know him, Kansas City. Bopping Tonight, Al Ferrier and Warren Storm, the legendary J. Miller Sessions Volume 6. Yep. And Babyface Leroy of Floyd Jones, classic early 1950s Chicago Blues. Another one in the same series, but here with John Bram and Little Hudson. Another one in the same series with Sunnyland Slim, it's Piano Blues. And another one in the same series, it's Snooky Pryor and Moody Jones. I mean, look at these, lovely. And lots of reading on the flip side. I like this when there's lots to read, because then you learn more about it. Johnny Shines and Robert Lockwood in the same series. Dust My Broom, looks like this. So, well, we're not done yet. Let's see now. Yeah, there they are. I found this label Document. I got 3 issues from the Document Limited Edition label. We got Texas in the 30s. The complete recordings in chronological order of Carl Davis Dallas Jamboree Jug Band, Black Ace, Kitty Grey, and her Wampus Cats. Also, quite interesting. And we got Piano Blues, Volume 1, the 20s, and Volume 2, the 30s. Thus. All right, let's move on to Sun Records. Yeah, Memphis Vinyl Gym. Charlie released a whole bunch of LPs with Sun Records material, and we have a whole series here, Sun the Roots of Rock, 13 issues. I don't know if it's a whole series. They may be more issues than these 13, but it's 13 issues, volume 1 to 13. But first, we got the Sun Sound Special, Raunchy Rockabilly. Looks like this. Well, we got Junior Thompson, Rhythm Rocker, Sonny Burgess, Smokey Joe, Danny Stewart, Ray Smith, and others. Okay, let's see that. We have these 13 volumes from Sun, The Roots of Rock. We got volume 1, Catalyst. Volume 2, Sam's Blues. Volume 3, Delta Rhythm Kings. Volume 4, Cotton City Country. Volume 5, Rebel Rockabilly. Volume 6, Sunset Soul. Volume 7, Sun Blues. Volume 8, Sun Rocks. Volume 9, more Rebel Rockabilly. Volume 10, Sun Country. Volume 11, Memphis Blues Sounds. Volume 12, Union Avenue Breakdown. And finally, Volume 30, Rockabilly Sundown. So, what a haul! What a haul! I mean, often I find lots of interesting records at once, but since I didn't have to pay more than just over 40 euros for all of these, this great blues and rockabilly collection, I'm quite pleased and very happy, and thought I'd like to show it and share it all with you, my friends in the vinyl community. Have a good time and see you soon again.